Warning. On this podcast, we take the cases seriously, but not ourselves.
Although, we may attempt to lighten the mood at times.
Our episodes contain graphic descriptions that some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. What was a food you loved as a kid, but now repulses you?
Repulses?
Let's not be that's strong, but you don't like now.
I don't think I have one.
I mean, you eat like a 7-year-old now anyway, don't you?
Right, okay.
What do you mean, right, okay? It's true. Chips, chicken nuggets, chips, sausages, bread and butter.
Curry. We had curry not long back.
That's took me nearly a decade to get you to eat anything with a bit of spice in it.
I can't think of anything what I ate as a kid what I wouldn't eat now.
You eat fish fingers.
I do. Well, there's nothing wrong with a fish finger, Sarnie.
There's nothing wrong with it, but when it's about 20% of your diet.
Why? What did you like as a kid and you don't now?
Tinned meatballs. Do you remember them?
Yes.
I loved them when I was little. And then, I don't know, maybe about 15 years ago, I got a tin of them.
Tin burgers, they're nice. I used to have them.
Never had them, but I imagine that's diabolical.
No, they're actually quite nice.
Are they in like a gravy, like the almost jelly type gravy?
I don't think it was gravy. I think it was like a tomato.
Tomato?
I think they were.
You won't let tomato near you unless it's ketchup.
No. I don't like tomatoes. I can have tomato sauce. Like if I have pasta, I can have tomato sauce.
Can you?
Yes.
Because every time we have a pizza, now I like a decent amount of sauce on my pizza. If there's a tiny bit more, then will be suited to Neil's taste. He's acting like it's the end of the world. Like it's the worst thing that's ever happened. This is the worst takeaway I've ever had. Can't believe they've done this to me again.
Right. This is where your pig ignorance is showing. It's not the taste. If there's too much sauce on the pizza, if you knew anything, the cheese slides off because of the sauce.
But you like that much cheese that your teeth have to like bite through its own independent layer.
Right. Again, pig ignorance is showing. See, I like pizza. If I want restaurant quality pizza or homemade, then that's what I'll have. But if I want a takeaway pizza, I want as much cheese on that pizza as I can. Usually meat as well. That is when I'll have loads of cheese. But if I went to an Italian restaurant, I'm not expecting that much cheese.
But the problem is you always want a dirty, greasy takeaway pizza.
If I'm at home.
What's the difference?
More cheese.
Why can't you...
It's greasy.
Exactly. That's what your preference is. No, that's my argument here.
If you're having a few bevies, and you want some food, it's either kebab or takeaway pizza.
The thing about it is, despite what some of our listeners might think with our Patreon content, you and I aren't big drunkers. We're not big drinkers.
No.
So what are you on about? When we're getting a takeaway, it's usually we're sat in our arses just watching TV with a glass of pop, watching The Traitors.
Oh, that's because of when we get it.
What do you mean that's because of when we get it?
We get it at like 4 or 5 p.m.
Not necessarily.
It's usually 4 or 5 p.m.
Not necessarily.
It's when we wake up from our nap. We get home from work.
If we finish work.
Yeah.
And it's the last day in that week and we're like, no, takeaway.
We have a nap and then we wake up 4 or 5 o'clock.
We wake up 4 p.m. when they open. Get that order put in. Sorry, actually, on that note, they've actually rang us before and said the pizza oven isn't heated up yet. Do you remember?
Yeah.
That was a bit embarrassing, that one. Jumped the gun a bit.
Yeah. But that is when I want loads of cheese. It's a big... Look, I guarantee more of our listeners will agree with me over you. There's your takeaway pizza, and then there's like any other style pizza.
I'm not arguing that there's different styles, yeah? My argument is I don't want me slice of pizza dripping with grease, right? And when I bite through, I'm having to bite through its own, like the biggest layer is the cheese.
Yeah.
The cheese is meant to be a topping. But you prefer that.
Yeah. If that's what I'm in the mood for.
No, but you're always in the mood for it. That's my argument.
No. When was the last time I had a takeaway pizza? A proper takeaway pizza?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and where was that from? They don't do takeaway pizzas. It's a takeaway pizza place, but they do...
A nice pizza.
Yes.
It's not just slop hooked into a box.
No, but this is what I mean. You're there saying, but all I want to eat is takeaway pizza. I haven't had what I class as a takeaway pizza for a long time.
We've had so many arguments about this because I don't mind every once in a while getting a big dirty pizza, yeah? But generally speaking, it's not my preference and it's a bit too much. It sits too heavy in my stomach. Not keen on it, right? But you will fight me tooth and nail to get the pizza you want. That's what bothers me. It's not like, oh, you like it every once in a while as a real indulgent treat. That is your first choice. Okay. 9 times out of 10, no?
Okay, right. So basically, Megan's talking out her ass. So she'll find a takeaway and she'll be like, let's try that. And I'll be like, please, let's try that because they do Donna pizza. Donna meat on pizza.
Outrageous, can I just say.
So my favourite, especially if I'm having a drink, Donna meat on pizza is my go-to. I love it. And over here, it's not as easy to find as it is back in Sheffield. So we'll eat there until Megan's like, fell out with this place now. So I will hunt around finding another one that does Donna pizza because that's all I'm interested in having.
Hang on, who hunts around, you or I?
Well, either of us for a place what does Donna pizza. And then we'll be there, she'll be grand, and then after a bit, she'll fall out with them. And then she'll want to move somewhere else. I've never wanted to move from a takeaway.
Bullshit. That's a fucking lie and you know it. The amount of times I have picked somewhere and you have said, I'm not eating there. I don't like it. Look at the chips. Look at the hack of them chips. I'm not eating them. The amount of times you've done that to me.
No, anyway, what does Donna pizza, I haven't wanted to move from.
Call them bullshit on that. There's a place not far from us. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you ordered a margarita? Or sorry, you ordered a garlic cheese bread and they sent you a margarita pizza.
They did.
And that was you done with them.
Well, no, they always rub me off the wrong way.
They did have a bit of an attitude, yeah.
But I even suggested...
But I stood by you in that decision, Neil.
Less than a year ago, I suggested us going back there just because I wanted the Donna pizza and you... No.
What about the sushi place? So Neil won't eat sushi. Won't even try it, right? Yeah. I respect your decision. But I searched and searched and searched. And I found a sushi place that also does like a shredded chili chicken. And I know Neil loves that. So we started ordering from there. I started to have rewards things. So I started building me points. And, first couple of times Neil's like, oh yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's not my favourite, but I'll definitely get from here again.
Yeah.
And you loved the noodles. Noodles were lethal, remember?
Yeah.
When was the last time we went there? Because you decided against it for... So I don't even know what the reason was.
We ordered there a couple of times and then they sent the wrong chicken.
5 times we ordered. I remember for my loyalty points.
Yeah, and they sent the wrong chicken. And their biggest downfall is they don't do chips. I like some chips with my noodles.
Yeah, but that's where you're taking the stand, is it?
Yeah. They didn't do sweet and sour sauce either.
But it wasn't a Chinese.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Chinese restaurant.
Don't they all do sweet and sour?
No.
Oh.
Go into the chipper and ask for sweet and sour. See how far you get. But I mean, you don't really seem to understand that because you went into the chipper up the road and asked for gravy.
Right.
They looked at you like you had 10 heads.
Brits. When I first moved over here, Megan's mum, she was like, oh, we'll get a takeaway. Oh, there's a nice one not far away. We'll go there. And I walked in and they said, what would you like? For a start, they don't call them chippies. They call them chippers. Doesn't make sense. And then, so I said, can I have battered sausage, chips and gravy? And they looked at me like I was a Martian. Like, gravy?
And then you asked for scraps, and that really threw a spanner in the works.
Yeah. Yeah. They started squaring up to me, thinking...
She hopped right over that counter.
So, what you got for us today?
Today we are going to be talking about the life and death of Kevin Michael Allin, also known as G.G. Allin.
Okay. G.G.
So...
Is that where that comes from?
No.
Oh.
So, a few quotes to start us off. Quote, "An extremely outrageous and beautiful person. A serious social comment on the problems of violence in the human race. That's what his act centres on. You can't dispute that Gigi was a pioneer in extremity. You could debate the validity of his music. It was rock and roll with toilet humour or outright hateful garbage. But there was no question that it was scary, dangerous and authentic."
What, Sex Pistols?
What?
They were vile, weren't they?
No.
What?
No.
Bunch of yobbos.
Well, if you think Sex Pistols were bad, I don't think you're gonna be into Gigi.
Oh, is he like the style of Sex Pistols, but on the verge of like Big Lurch?
No.
Oh.
So, you know, like with the Sex Pistols we discussed in our Sid and Nancy episode, you know, they were punk rock, but let's be honest, they were quite produced. They were essentially a boy band.
Yeah. Yeah, boy band, but yobbos.
Well, Gigi was a little bit more extreme. And it was definitely him rather than a producer behind him or manager pushing. So I actually played Neil a couple of his songs just to kind of give him an idea of Gigi's style of music. One of them I specifically picked out because you can hear the country influence in it, and I thought Neil would actually enjoy the song.
Not so much. Like, it was better than the other one you played.
Mm-hmm. One of them was very definitely punk, and the other one was kind of a slightly more relaxed rock country feel.
Yeah. Nah, like, I wouldn't listen to it over Luke Combs or anyone like that.
Whereas that song is kind of the most I really kind of go into country.
What do you mean it's the most?
You know, there's the odd country song you've played for me and I go, oh yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah.
But it's like that one song from that artist.
Yeah.
I couldn't like listen to their full album. It wouldn't be for me.
Yeah.
Whereas that kind of, when you have the country mixed with the rock, I can kind of do that.
That's not true. Luke Combs does a song called Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. That's
I don't like that song.
Very rock and country.
That doesn't mean I have to like all of the songs that are crossover of rock and country.
Oh. Well, you just said it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be in that category. That doesn't mean like all of the rock country crossover.
Beer Ain't Ever Broke Me Heart. That's another one. Rock and country. It's not rock, but it's got a rock feel to it.
Yeah, it's a lot heavier in the country to me. You know, I don't mind that song, but again, I notice the songs I like that you listen to.
Yeah,
they stick out because I'm like, oh, I don't want to puncture my eardrums.
You're just trying to get a rise out of me. It's not going to work.
Well, actually, you're saying I'm trying to get a rise out of you. I deliberately picked out one of the songs that I thought you would enjoy, and I presented to you and said, look, it's not country, but it's got that feel. Give it a try. Just listen to it. And you did say it's not too bad. I don't think you would add it to your playlist.
No.
But if I was listening to it, I think you'd be like, oh, that's not too bad.
Better than him.
Any other artist that I listen to you want to take a pop at while we're here?
Fetty Wap.
Okay.
He's shite. Can't really think of him off the top of my head.
Well, you know, now's your time to get off your chest because you have a pop at me about my music taste quite a lot. It's actually, I don't tend to shit on people for their music taste, but it's made me be more of an asshole about country music because of how you come at me.
Yeah. It's a bit of a hard pill to swallow, you know, taking that from someone who listens to City Girls.
I make no apologies. G.G. Allin was born on the 29th of August, 1956, in Lancaster, New Hampshire. He was the youngest of two children, born to parents Arletta and Merle Allin Sr. G.G. and his brother Merle had been incredibly close all through their childhood, and maintained this bond into adulthood. His family didn't have a lot of money, and in the earlier years of his life, they lived in a log cabin with no running water and no electricity. His father, Merle Sr., was a violent, abusive, religious fanatic, and when Gigi was born, his father insisted on naming him Jesus Christ.
Not good game, Allin.
Well, the reason being was that his father said that he had actually spoken to Jesus, who told him that his son was going to be a great and powerful man.
Liar.
This is actually where the name Gigi came from, because as a child his brother was unable to pronounce Jesus, hence Gigi.
Okay. Bit thick then.
It's a child who doesn't have full grasp of the language yet.
Okay.
His father's mental health spiralled out of control to the point where one day Arletta found him digging a 10-foot hole in their cellar. When she asked him why he had done so, he told her he was going to kill her and the kids and bury them there.
Leave immediately.
That's exactly what she did, Neil. Arletta was living in fear for the safety of her kids and herself, and she couldn't take it anymore. She told her husband that she was leaving, and in response to this, Merle Sr. held them hostage at gunpoint and sexually assaulted Arletta.
Fucking hell.
When he finally left the house, Arletta took the opportunity to take the kids and they hitchhiked to her mother's house. It wouldn't be until Arletta got full custody of the kids that she decided to change her son's name from Jesus Christ to Kevin Michael. But by then, Gigi had stuck.
Well, that's it. What's brother supposed to call him? Kev?
Or just Kevin.
Like, why Kevin?
KM.
Why Kevin?
Well, I mean, it's common knowledge around here. We don't fuck with Kevins.
No.
They would later settle in Vermont, and as Arletta had to work 3 jobs to support her family, the boys were often left to their own devices. As the boys got a bit older and developed a love of music, they started hitchhiking to attend concerts. They saw Aerosmith before they were huge, and Alice Cooper in '72.
You ever met anyone before they were famous? Like seen them perform or anything?
I saw Ian Watkins perform before he
Okay.
was arrested for some not good things.
Yeah.
I could have met him. I had VIP tickets, but I went home early because I was sick.
Well, that's a good job.
It is, yes. In hindsight, I was raging at the time.
So I saw Professor Green perform before he had his big hit. He was just playing in clubs and stuff. And Arctic Monkeys, 2 of the lads from Arctic Monkeys. I was in a pub. Obviously, I didn't know they were Arctic Monkeys because they were just 2 lads getting pissed up in the pub.
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing pool. And there were this guy who was absolutely pissed out of his head. And he kept trying to play on the table. And we were playing a game of doubles. It was me and my mate against 2 of these from Arctic Monkeys. And this pissed up guy kept trying to get on the table. We kept telling him, fuck off. Go away. And he had that much to drink he weren't even hearing. Like, he couldn't work out, but we were saying, we're playing. And he kept thinking he were playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turned violent. And he had a pool cue in his hand. And he was like threatening to swing it and stuff. He ended up getting shit kicked out of him. And then Arctic Monkeys, they became famous. And in one of the songs, they say, you think you're hard with a pool cue in your hand. And it's referencing when I was playing pool with them.
It's quite a story.
It is.
Is it true or are you making it up?
It's true. Fucking true. I'll play the song for you.
Yeah.
You think you're hard with a pool cue in your hand?
Will I do my Arctic Monkeys impression?
Go on then.
We save that for another time. They wanted to get out of the small town where they were from, which they described as being populated by farmers, rednecks, and jocks. They never felt like they fit in. And with Gigi taking fashion inspiration from the likes of the New York Dolls, you can imagine a more flamboyant style like this did draw attention in a small town.
Yeah, I remember you'd been like, you'd gone out of Dublin. Had you gone like in Wicklow or something and you said people were looking at you funny because you had makeup on?
No. That was Leash.
Oh, Leash.
Yeah.
I thought you were in like Wicklow fucking town or something.
No. I was visiting family in Leash and I had like full face of makeup on. Like no joke. Because I was just in like a local shopping centre.
Yeah.
People were looking at me like, who the fuck does she think she is? Why she got full face? I was like, fucking hell, lads, calm down.
Oh, what about when we went to Chesterfield?
They stare a lot. What was going on there? Neither of us were wearing anything. I had a pair of like flared leggings on.
Yeah.
Like yoga bottoms.
Yeah.
A long sleeve dark top.
Yeah.
And I think I had a hoodie tied around my waist.
Yeah.
We just travelled over. I was in comfy clothes. You were probably in, joggers or jeans and just a black top or something.
Yeah.
And people were just staring. They could sense I wasn't from there.
That's what I was going to say. It's as if they can tell you're not one of them.
Yeah.
Which is actually a compliment. You don't want to be mistaken for a
chesy.
Well, we call them knuckle draggers.
Yeah, but people call you knuckle draggers.
No, you call me.
You're the one who told me that you get called that. That's where I got it from.
If you're talking to like...
I wouldn't just randomly come out with that.
If you're talking to like a soft southerner and you got them to describe someone from up north, they'd say knuckle dragger, caveman,
All brilliant ones, yeah.
But Sheffield will call cheses knuckle draggers.
So there's ranking among the knuckle draggers.
Chesy might look at somewhere like Derby and call them knuckle draggers. I don't know. Anyone from Chesterfield, tell me, who do you call knuckle draggers?
Do you know what made me laugh? When we were in Sheffield years ago, and because I'm an ignorant fuck, I kept mimicking the accent. Yeah. Yeah. And no one looked at me when I was mimicking the accent. No matter how bad it was, they weren't looking. When they heard an Irish accent, they were looking over.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know who it says more about, me or them.
Yeah. Maybe your impression is better than you think.
Possibly.
It's not. I can tell you now, it's not. Your impression of me is...
offensive.
Very. Very offensive. Like, what?
Can't road. Give me something else to say. Get that fucking kettle on.
Close that door.
No, I can't say that one. Doer. There's only certain words I can attempt the twang. Other times, like when I say get that kettle on, it's only keckle.
Put wood in oil.
No, I can't do that.
Oh. So back to Good Game.
You say something Irish.
What?
You say something with an Irish accent.
He fixed the roads. Anyway, back to Good Game.
Gigi's first venture into music was technically playing drums in his high school band, but he really started to come into his own when, alongside his brother, they formed the band Malpractice. Merle was on bass and Gigi played the drums. Their mother was supportive and would work on the lights and sound for the shows. Quote, "This was the kind of band we didn't really care what people thought of us, me especially, because I was never the popular kid. I was always the outcast."
In other words, a little freak.
Again, you and I had very different experiences growing up. I can identify with feeling a little bit left out.
I was
not
only
being
joking.
the popular kid.
I was only joking.
I don't think you were.
That was a joke.
You would have mocked me to no end had we been in school together.
I was only saying that as a joke to trigger you. That's all I was doing.
Yeah, it's worked. Have you ever felt like the outcast growing up?
Growing up?
Yeah, because from what you've told me, you thought you were 10 men.
I was. Not growing. I don't think I felt like an outcast growing up. No.
I don't think so, for how long you're having to try and search for a moment. His brother echoed Gigi's words as reasons for his rebellion and said that Gigi didn't really get on with other kids in school and that he was laughed at a lot. But one of his teachers in high school said that his first impression of Gigi was that he'd be easy to get along with and that he wasn't disruptive in class. He also said it was possible that Gigi felt crowded by his environment. You know, it's a quieter town which some people view as idyllic, but for others it's too quiet. You feel like you're never going to get out and see anything. It can be suffocating.
Yeah. Like, you can understand that, like, depending on the environment you've been in, if you go somewhere quiet, sometimes it's like, oh, peace and quiet. And then some people are like, it's deafening quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't sleep. It's too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I definitely understand the feeling of if you're from, you know, an area where everyone is kind of the same. Like they said, farmers, rednecks and jocks. And if you don't fit into that, it can be very isolating and you feel like people are kind of closed-minded to you. And then also, like you said, you're always going to kind of want what you don't have.
Yeah.
And then as far as you said, like the deafening silence, you know my argument on this. There's no one to hear you scream out in the country.
Every house I've lived in has been either on or right next to a main road. So all through the night, you're going to have taxis, trucks, and all sorts driving up and down them. If I moved like out into countryside, I think I'd struggle to sleep. It'd be too quiet.
Mm-hmm. Also, street lights.
Yeah.
You'll look outside and you'll think it's dark. You go to the fucking country and you'll know what darkness is.
Yeah.
The band went their separate ways in 1977, and Gigi became the frontman of the Jabbers. This group disbanded in 1984, and Gigi went on to perform with many bands such as the Scumfucks, Texas Nazis, the Criminal Quartet, the Holy Men, and the Murder Junkies.
They're just after clout, aren't they?
What do you mean?
They're just trying to trigger people.
I mean, that was Gigi's style. He wanted to shock people. He wanted to cause outrage and disruption.
And get his head kicked in.
Yeah.
Nazis?
That was part of Gigi's lifestyle. There was quite a bit of violence.
Yeah, but if he went and performed for a bunch of Poles or Jews, he'd be lynched. Because you're thinking it's clever calling yourself a Nazi. Idiot. Why didn't he call them Izans? So it's Nazi backwards.
And I'm not saying I'm in favour of the name. It wouldn't be my choice. But you get, like, they picked it. That was the whole purpose of picking it, was to shock people.
Well, it worked.
Well, as I'm sure you can take a guess at this stage, Gigi was known for his shocking behaviour on stage. He said, quote, "I hate everybody. I'm not part of any scene. I do my own thing. My mind is a machine gun, my body is the bullets, and the audience is my target. It's like my stage show balances me out, because if it wasn't for what I do on stage, I'd probably be a mass murderer, or I know I'd kill somebody, because I have such a fierce, intense fire burning inside of me. It was so much. It just wants to explode."
His balance would be off if someone come out of the audience and lamped him one.
No, that happened quite often.
I bet it fucking did.
His arm was broken one time during a show.
How did he play drums?
No, he played drums in his first band. He went on to be the frontman of others.
Oh.
So, like we just said, there was quite a bit of violence at his shows. But they also included defecation, urination, self-mutilation, and, again, aggression not just towards Gigi, but towards the audience. And quite often, his shows were performed naked.
Defecation? They were throwing shit at him?
No, Gigi was the one doing the shitting.
What do you mean?
He was shitting on the stage during the show.
People paid?
He would take laxatives before a show and...
projectile shit
go for a
everywhere?
Shit. No, he would like squat down and shit, or sometimes shit into his hands.
He's deranged.
The first time Gigi defecated on stage was in 1985. Quote, "Complete chaos broke out in the hall. All of the old men in charge of the hall went fucking nuts. Hundreds of confused punk kids were flipping out, running out of the door, because the smell was incredible."
Incredible.
incredibly bad. Like, it's shocking, outrageous. Now, I don't know why Gigi thought shitting on stage would be the right move, but after this, he knew he would get the reaction he was after.
Why is he after that reaction?
Well, Gigi didn't just shit on the stage.
No, he said he pissed and all.
Yeah, but he would also smear the shit all over his body.
See, he wants locking up with Bronson.
I tell you, Neil, I've seen some shit researching this episode, and I mean that both literally and figuratively.
And this is the stuff you wanted to show me?
I wanted to show you some footage
Get fucked.
of the gigs.
Absolutely not.
I played some of his songs for you, and I wanted to show you some clips, just so you would be going into this knowing what we're talking about.
I ain't watching another man take a shit on stage.
And smear it on his body.
No. Like I said, he wants locking up with Bronson.
What about a banana? Flinging a banana at people. There's literal footage of Gigi attempting to shove a banana up his ass. But because it's a banana, it just kind of smushes and makes a right mess. You okay?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm missing something here. Why is he doing this?
Well, after he did it, he obviously has like mushed up banana's hands. He kind of flicked it at the people in the crowd as well.
I'd kill him.
By the way, this performance was at a university, so it's all just like college kids sat there like, what the fuck?
If he threw that... I'm trying to say this. I'm trying to say this with a straight face. If he threw that and it connected with me in any way, I'd hear voices. Mm-hmm. I'd see red.
Yeah.
Like there'd be no stopping me.
What if it hit your lip?
I would do myself in after I've done him.
Mm-hmm. There's also footage of the drummer having drumsticks inserted into his anus by an audience member.
So they're fucking each other.
It's kind of part of the show. What? So
they're fucking each other with objects.
No, it's an audience member. It's like part of the show that who wants to shove the drumsticks up Dino's ass. It was actually it's quite uncomfortable to watch.
It's uncomfortable for the drummer.
Well, not just for the obvious reasons, but it's like the girl who they got up on stage to do it. She didn't really look like she wanted to do it. It was like she wanted to go up on stage, but she didn't really want to go near his ass. You know what I mean?
Right. It's basically a live sex show with music.
It doesn't seem sexual to watch it. It kind of just seems gross. Do you know, like more Jackass, where it's not like you're seeing someone's ball sack and it's sexual. It's just gross out.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know when you constantly, for the past 10 years, have told me, but I don't think things through. I don't think before I act. I just do it and I don't think of the consequences. Straight away, I'm thinking, what if that drummer had fell over? If he'd fell backwards with that drumstick halfway up his ass?
Well, Merle's actually telling Dino, the drummer, like, we can sell your drumsticks and all this. You can make some money off of this, And then, like, after the show, you see them rinsing off the drumsticks in the sink. Just like, this is... You look absolutely speechless right now.
I am. I don't...
All the things we talk about, but this is the one that's really getting you.
Because you told me we were talking about a musician.
Yeah, we are.
This is an abomination. They're fucking each other with drumsticks, flinging shit at each other.
And banana. Due to the damage that Gigi often caused to the clubs, the band would regularly earn little to no money from their shows. Quote, "I'm just trying to throw shit at people because that's the way I feel. I don't really like people that much. I'm not very social. I'm not particularly up there to entertain them. I'm kind of there to make them my targets as far as I'm concerned. They're my enemy."
Fuck off to a zoo then.
Quote, "We drink, we fight, we fuck, we do drugs. Anything. We don't care."
All I'm thinking about is what I would do if... Because this is your scene. This is
not my scene.
If you were like, Neil, I've gone to the boxing with you, so I want to go to this concert and I want you to come with me. I don't know at what point I would walk out. I don't know what would be my limit.
I've never been at a gig and flung or had it flung at me. Shit, I'm talking about now. You know, like...
No, but it is more your scene than it is my... You fucking... How many
the
mosh
type
pits
of
have
music,
you fucking seen?
I've seen plenty of mosh pits, but I'm not into mosh pits myself. If I see one form, I'm like, right, I'm fucking going to the bar or whatever. I'm not into
it's
that.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's not my scene. I want to actually listen to the music. I don't want to get, 7 shades of shite knocked out of me.
Again, like, just with a mosh pit, I don't know what I'd do. If I was stood there, let's say I was enjoying the music, I'm stood, looking towards the stage, shaking my head about, enjoying the music, and then someone punches me in the back of the fucking head and says it's dancing.
For every person who likes the mosh pits, there's just as many who don't want any part of it, and they just want to listen to the music.
So you know how they have smoking areas and no smoking areas? Why don't they put idiots in one fucking area?
I would appreciate it. I've had it where people have tried to drag me into mosh pits, and it's not my scene. And it is kind of scary if you're not into that people are trying to drag people in who clearly are trying to step aside.
Yeah.
Gigi also said, quote, "The whole thing was supposed to last maybe a year or 2. It was just something that I wanted to get out of me. And as the thing escalated and went on, I realised that there was just so much more I had to do. And the more I did, the more I wanted to do.
I think you've done enough.
And I just said, fuck, I could just take over the world."
He's done enough. You don't need to do more.
Well, clearly Gigi realised, at least to some degree, that he was out of control. And his band members were becoming sick of it. Quote, "He's just a spectacle. He belongs in the circus."
Zoo. They all do.
Well, you weren't far off.
Yeah. He said he don't want to be around people, and he said he wants to just fling shit everywhere. Put him in a zoo. Put him in with chimps.
I think you're going to agree with the next quote about Gigi.
Mm.
With his outlandish behaviour, it was said, quote, "The emotions that were going on in the club, fear and anger, he would go from everybody loving him to the time the show was over, everybody fucking hated him."
Wonder why.
And Gigi did not just deliver a completely shocking display at his shows, but he was also his own promoter, even appearing on the likes of Jerry Springer and Geraldo Rivera.
Jerry Springer?
What
was he on that for?
Promoting himself.
I don't know.
Gigi's certainly out there. He's a big personality. Love him or loathe him.
No, but I don't know how the two connect.
What do you mean? Jerry Springer, the whole point of the show was just to have outlandish people on it.
Yeah, but it's usually, he fucked my sister and...
No, there was loads of people on like Jerry Springer who were just...
I thought it was just an American Jeremy Kyle.
No, absolutely not. Jerry Springer had so many different types of people. It was someone like Gigi who was like, "I'm a punk rocker, fuck you, I'm going to do this." Or like, there's footage on other shows of like club kids saying that we want to live this way, we want to do this, and anything that was seen as different, alternative.
Yeah.
They wanted to have them on basically to be like, "Ooh, look at these people. Let's get the discussion going. Let's laugh at them. Let's, whatever it may be."
Before you carry on, you haven't picked this for our listeners. You've done this just to trigger me. Well, you may be doing it to trigger me for our listeners.
Why do you say that?
I can just tell by all the stuff. Like, you got someone flinging shit about. You got the drummer walking around like a chicken drumstick, stick hanging out of his ass.
I actually didn't pick the episode just to trigger you. I didn't know anything really about Gigi Allin. And I started looking into him. I was like, okay, this is something we got to talk about. I don't know. The listeners might like this because it's not like true crime. It's just a more biographical episode. Or they might think, what the fuck is this? Where's the murder?
Yeah. Could be.
Could be.
I don't come here to listen to
stories of shit and bananas being flinged at people.
Yeah.
Flung, even. Well, I think you can take a breath because that's Gigi's earlier life and some of his outrageous behaviour as a punk rocker kind of out of the way. We're going to take a look at his personal life now. On the 6th of October 1978, Gigi married Sandra Farrow. They divorced in 1985, and not long after this, Gigi entered into a relationship with a teenage girl who he would go on to have a daughter with named Nico. Now, I couldn't really find any information on her, and to be honest with you, other than just clarifying something, I wouldn't really want to talk about her.
Yeah.
For the sake of her being a teenager. When I say a teenager, like I said, I don't know if she was 18, 19 and this was just an incredibly inappropriate age gap, or if she was literally under the age of consent. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, his daughter Nico has chosen to distance herself from Gigi's family.
I was going to ask straight away, when you say teenager, do you mean teenager?
Yeah. It was said that it was a fan of his.
So it could be anything.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you would be 18 and over to go to the show, I would presume, but that doesn't fucking mean anything. You get into a club easy under 18.
Yeah.
His mother, Arletta, also hadn't seen Gigi for years. She said at one point she knew he was in Chicago and that he was sleeping on the street, but she didn't have the means to go and help him. During this time, Gigi would actually send his mother hate mail, but her neighbour who worked with those dealing with substance abuse tried to reassure her that this wasn't Kevin or even Gigi speaking. These letters were the result of Gigi's drug use. Gigi had made statements multiple times saying that he was going to end his own life. And during a spoken word show in Boston in 1988, Gigi assaults a fan after she asks him why he doesn't kill himself sooner.
Okay, that's a bit harsh. Not kicking fuck out, I mean...
Well, also that. Basically, during the show, he's speaking and being Gigi.
Yeah.
And this woman says it to him, he goes, come up here. Come up and say it to me. And she's like, you want me to come up? He goes, yeah. So she comes up to the mic. He grabs her by the hair, reaches to the side. Like, a couple of other guys quickly jump in and separate it. But you're watching it and you can tell Gigi is clearly on something. It's, I'm not defending his fucking behaviour whatsoever. But
yeah,
the guys are quick to jump in. They know he's going to escalate if something doesn't happen. So although we're not talking about true crime in today's episode as such,
yeah,
Gigi was said to have had a relationship with John Wayne Gacy, even having visited him in prison. And in the 1993 documentary Hated, Gigi Allin and the Murder Junkies, there's actually a quote from Gacy himself. Quote, Gigi Allin is an entertainer with a message to a sick society. He makes us look at it for what we really are. The human is just another animal who is able to speak out freely, to express himself clearly. Make no mistake about it, behind what he does is a brain.
Why is he trying to sound like, is like edgy? Yeah, we know we're fucking animals.
Yeah, but Gacy was just like that. He was just an arrogant fuck. Yeah, you could tell with him, he just thought he was fucking 10 men and really fucking highly intelligent above everyone else.
Even I know we're animals who can voice our opinion.
I like what you said. Like, that's straight what I thought. It's like, ooh, calm down. It's the edgy thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, you know the way Gacy was quite into his artwork?
No.
Oh. Gacy was quite into his artwork and he painted quite a few pictures in his time.
Okay.
He even actually painted one of Gigi.
Doing what?
It's a picture of Gigi.
Oh, okay. Well, no, because we know Gacy were sick fuck. Didn't know if he'd be like painting something.
Painted it with shit.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
His Gigi's brother does do that in one of the documentaries I watched.
Does what?
He paints a picture with shit.
That's what they do in mental asylums.
I gotta be honest with you, I don't know why he was doing it, right? I don't condone Gigi's behaviour on stage. I don't fucking get it. You know, I get trying to shock people. Stop defecating all over the gaff.
Yeah.
But his brother is doing it in his own house and then selling it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like some shocking display to get people's attention.
Yeah.
He's taking a shit in his toilet, getting the shit, and then sitting in his garage painting a fucking shit mural.
Yeah, but that's no here or there. I look at that a different way. I look at it as the same as sex workers, strippers. Don't be judging the strippers and the sex workers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a custom for it.
Yeah.
So who are the sick bastards who are buying these paintings?
Oh, yeah. No, you have a point there.
If you see a market...
It's the unsanitary side of it which gets to me.
Yeah.
I understand, like, Gigi doing it, or like you said, there's a market for it. Completely get that. It's just it's shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but do you know what's shit?
I do know shit, yeah.
Is there a point, especially when it's out in the open in the air? So say you've got it on a canvas on your wall.
Mm-hmm.
Surely eventually it stops smelling.
I'll leave that one with you to look up what the time period would be and get back to me. Maybe do that for the starter for the next episode. You look into that one, yeah? In September of 1989, Gigi was arrested for assaulting a woman. She accused Gigi of cutting her, drinking her blood, and burning her. Now, Gigi admitted to this, but claimed that this was a consensual encounter and that she did the same to him. He also stated that there was many inconsistencies in her story which could further back up his version of events, and the judge did agree with Gigi on this. He was sentenced to 3 years for assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder. So, receiving a custodian sentence was actually probably the best thing for Gigi at this point in his life, because while in prison, the Hells Angels actually became his sponsors and he entered into AA. And the same as with his pal, John Wayne Gacy, Gigi created quite a lot of art while in prison, much of which seemed to demonstrate the torment that he felt. A lot of darker images and colourful language. But then there's also a piece of art which he had created for Arletta for Mother's Day. A rose which had been created from cutting various pieces of paper to shape. Quote, "So much has happened for all of us, but we are still a family. You, me, Nico and Merle, and whoever we decide to bring into it one day. One day we will all be able to be together again. So have a great day, you deserve it. Love, Kevin."
So basically, the nice thing he did for his mom was do what we did in the infants, cutting shapes with paper and sticking it to a card.
I mean, you say that, but for Arletta, this is a vast difference from the hate mail she had been receiving from her son previous.
But like
so to her, that's going to be pure fucking joy.
Me personally, I'd see it as taking the piss.
During his incarceration, his brother Merle worked on setting up the lineup for the Murder Junkies so the band would be ready for when Gigi was released. Unfortunately though, upon his release, Gigi quickly slipped back into substance abuse and ignored the terms of his parole to travel to gigs with the band. About 5 or 6 shows into the tour, Gigi was arrested. Quote, "You never plan on finishing the whole tour. Usually there's 2 reasons, prison or the hospital."
Oh, you plan on it? You're expecting it?
They know what Gigi's like. It's gonna happen. Among his charges were indecent exposure and public lewdness, and he was found guilty of disorderly conduct.
Go away.
Quote, "Basically the whole time I was in prison, I was seeing psychiatrists and they were trying to find out what made me be this person. And the whole time I'd built this wall around myself, like I'd done throughout my life, and I just blocked everything out. No amount of jail or prison time was going to stop me from being who I am." On the 27th of June, 1993, the Murder Junkies performed at a small punk club named The Gas Station in Manhattan. But in typical Gigi fashion, the show ended prematurely after fights broke out. Following this, Gigi, along with many of his fans, flooded onto the street before Gigi left to attend a party. That night, copious amounts of alcohol and heroin were consumed. And the next morning, Gigi was found unresponsive following an overdose.
Fucking Manhattan.
What about it?
Who the hell in Manhattan goes to watch stuff like that?
What do you mean? You don't think there was a punk scene in Manhattan?
No.
Just like quick rehash.
It's all like Frank Sinatra.
Do you remember what?
Manhattan.
Manhattan is going to have every single type of scene you can think of. Do you remember Sid and Nancy going to New York?
Yeah, New York's different to Manhattan.
Well, Manhattan's in New York.
Yeah, but...
They were in Manhattan.
Who?
Sid and Nancy.
What, the hotel they were staying at?
Yes, Sid and Nancy would have performed. I say, Nancy apparently was terrible. They were unplugging the...
Yeah.
They would have been in Manhattan. They would have been staying in Manhattan. Any major city is going to have all, even if it's like not the most popular. Like you look at somewhere like Sheffield, yeah?
Yeah. Go on.
Well, you were more into your scene, but I guarantee there were still clubs which was rock and metal and what have you.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, so what are you shocked about?
I didn't know. But more you know. You've learnt me something today.
I don't understand how this was like a gap in your knowledge. That in a city, like in Manhattan, you're like, punk?
Yeah, I always thought Manhattan was like,
You're getting an image of like
yuppies.
Sex in the City type lifestyle.
Yuppies and...
Wall Street.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Manhattan is going to be the good, the bad and the ugly.
Okay.
So they're at the party.
Mm.
A lot of alcohol and cocaine. Gigi's found unresponsive.
Oh yeah, I forgot that bit.
I know. Yeah. I thought you might have. Anyway, following morning, Gigi is found unresponsive following an overdose. Some of those who were present at the party decided the best course of action would be to pose for photographs with his body before calling an ambulance.
Oh, that's rotten.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
So, look at Gigi and some of his behaviour on stage.
Yeah.
Shocking. Disturbing, even. And then you have people doing shit like this.
Yeah.
And it's like...
It's uncalled for.
It's uncouth.
Oh, that as well.
Just 2 months shy of his 37th birthday, Gigi was dead. His funeral was held on the 3rd of July 1993 in New Hampshire. The service was open casket, displaying his bloated and bruised body. He was dressed in his leather jacket and his signature jockstrap. And as requested in his song When I Die, he was buried with a bottle in his hand.
Were his signature what?
Jockstrap. Gigi would quite often wear a jockstrap to perform when he wasn't naked.
So when he was in his casket?
Mm-hmm. Leather jacket, jockstrap. They had, bottles of whiskey, some pictures and what have you. There's pictures of it online. It's quite easily found.
Okay. Each to their own.
After Arletta had left Gigi's father, she had no contact with him. But she did reach out to let him know that their son had died and when the funeral was. His father chose not to attend the funeral.
You regret that.
Gigi's biographer spoke at his funeral and said, quote, "It must have been a lonely place he lived in, because for every indulgence, there was something else he denied himself as a means to the end. He accomplished what he did right in our faces in real time with little help from any tool outside of his own mind. These things can't be denied. Could we have learnt more if he was still around? Did we in fact learn anything?" Gigi was buried in the St. Rose Cemetery in Littleton, New Hampshire. Gigi's death was, of course, premature, and with no plans in place, Arletta decided to give her plot to her son Kevin. She's asked for her remains to be cremated and then buried in the same plot.
That's nice.
This is the thing, I obviously don't want to defend the bulk of Gigi's behaviour. There's a lot of fucked up shit there.
Yeah.
But to Arletta, that was her baby boy. And when she's talking about her ashes being buried, she simply says, "I want to be with Kevin." And I don't know, it's just kind of like, there's no elaborate justification of Gigi's actions or attempting to refute anything. It's just that she's yearning to be with her son, Kevin.
Do you know what I feel bad for? Merle. He's got the burden of sorting it all. And then it's like, well, where am I going to be buried?
That's where your mind's going.
Well, it did then.
His gravestone reads, quote, "Rock and roll terrorist, Kevin M. Allin." Now, people's behaviour at Gigi's final resting place has been questionable.
I knew that would come in.
Of course, you have the people who came to pay their respects to an artist whose work they had admired, and others who have urinated and defecated on his grave.
Knew you were going to say they shat on it.
As his mother said, quote, "Everybody knew where the stone was. They were coming from Canada. You don't want people to come from Canada to piss and shit all over your grave. I told the police I'd go down there and I'd shoot them right in the ass."
Do you know who would like it though? Gigi.
Okay, so the thing is, let's say their mentality is, oh, this is what Gigi was, he would have wanted it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, there's other people in the cemetery, and if I was visiting my loved one's grave, I tell you, the last thing I want to be dealing with is human shit. His gravestone has since been removed due to some of the gobshites who don't know how to behave. His mother said, quote, "I hated Gigi Allin. I loved Kevin, but I hated Gigi Allin." She also said, quote, "Kevin was no doubt in my mind split personality. I think he's even been diagnosed with having dual personality." His brother said, quote, "I admired him for his music and his talent and his intelligence and all that, but I mean, first and foremost, he was the best brother you could ever want. Everybody loves Gigi, so I kept his legacy alive. He was always fighting between being Kevin and Gigi. He loved being Kevin, you know, but he couldn't be Kevin when he was in public. He had to be Gigi. I think he got himself so deep into the Gigi thing that there was no getting out of it. It had to go further and further and further." Years later, as Arletta and Merle are speaking, she asks him if it was her fault. Did they have a bad upbringing? And Merle tells his mother, quote, "No, you did raise us to know right from wrong. We just chose to go wrong." And that is the life and death of Kevin M. Allin, also known as Gigi Allin. Quite a controversial figure. Neil, what are your thoughts on the overall story and, of course, of Gigi himself?
So at the start of the episode, obviously I was larking about a bit because, you know, you were triggering me. But it got really sad at the end. Like there's no headstone there because of the fans.
Yeah.
But I think with Gigi himself, like it killed him in the end, but it was drugs.
Yeah, I mean, I think it seems apparent that Gigi was struggling with not only substance abuse, but his mental health. And he did do some fucked up shit, no question. I just wish more people around him had done more for him. It seems they just kind of let him go off the rails and his fans were enjoying it and he was feeding off the attention.
Yeah, but like the other thing with the drugs is if you've got mental health problems, some people take drugs to ease it. But me personally,
some people cause it.
I think it amplifies it.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
It just makes things worse.
Well, you can have drug-induced psychosis.
Can you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but like, yeah.
It's a hard. I know kind of what you're. But I assume I know what you're feeling. You don't want to defend what Gigi has done. He's done some terrible shit. But when you factor in the drugs,
yeah,
and you know that this isn't solely Kevin.
No.
You know what I mean? It's kind of, you get, I think as well for me, so the first thing I looked into with him after doing, just a quick Google and stuff, I watched a documentary that came out in 2017 and it's a lot of his brother and his mother talking. So I was kind of hearing a lot of, about Kevin. Although we're talking about Gigi, it's kind of like, how his mother feels and Kevin the son, Kevin the brother. So I'm getting this kind of nice image and then I'm hearing all the deeper, darker, twisted shit. And you kind of get a bit conflicted because you start looking at it from their side. But I think that is kind of the point. People are complicated and they're not necessarily one or the other.
Yeah. It'd be a different life without drugs.
Yeah, definitely. One fan said that, they lived vicariously through Gigi. And, I can understand that to a degree. But what gets me is what Gigi was doing was more or less performance art. And again, I can understand and respect that. But given the nature of his act, don't you think it should have been done within a controlled environment?
Yes.
And you can argue that, that's going to take away from some of the shock horror of it all. But at the end of the day, all he was doing was creating chaos and destruction for others to quite literally clean up after.
Yeah.
I think it would be somewhat of a different story if this was all clearly laid out. They had their own cleanup crew, for one. And if you're performing in a band, there's a decent amount of work going into it. Booking shows, rehearsals, transporting equipment. There is production there. You're not just rocking up and shitting on the stage because you're a fucking anarchist. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point or another in this case, I think it stops being art or a social commentary and becomes a cry for help. To sum up, you can have a message without being a dick.
So, Oddity.
Richard's kidney.
Okay.
A woman named Donnell Batista had been suffering from health conditions and, as a result, needed a kidney transplant. Unfortunately for Donnell, the transplant did not take, and she had to undergo surgery for a second time. Again, the transplant does not take. Donnell cannot catch a fucking break.
So the problem's with her.
Wow. Then in 2001, and I'm sure after much stress, heartache and despair, Don's husband, Dr. Richard Batista, decided to donate his kidney to his wife. The transplant was successful. Jumping forward 4 years, Donnell files for divorce, and Richard decides that he wants his kidney back. Now, I know what you're thinking. What an outrageously petty, disgusting thing to ask of a person. Yes?
No.
Fair? What?
No.
Do you want to explain your side of it?
Right. You've took an organ out of your body and put it in your wife. Hang on. No, hang on. I just heard how that's...
Steady on. Fucking steady on.
I heard that, right.
Pure fucking smut.
So he had his kidney removed and placed in his wife.
Mm.
But let's say that she'd been acting the goat and playing the field.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the grounds for divorce. I'd take my kidney back.
I can't believe you're saying this. Are you being serious right now?
No, if she's done something like abysmal.
Right.
Bet you didn't know I knew that word. Yeah, say if she's cheated on him or tried to have him killed or, something extreme. Yeah, take your kidney back.
Well, that line was a swing and a miss because I thought it was outrageous, Richard's request.
Oh.
I was going to, I was taking the piss and I was going to say Richard wasn't completely unreasonable. He asked that either he gets his kidney back or he'll settle for 1.5 million in compensation, which he believes is the value of his kidney.
How do you value a kidney?
Well, you can't really. You can't, Richard said that 18 months to 2 years following the transplant, he believed that Donnell had entered into an affair, which is what led to their divorce.
There you go. There you go. You see? Saw that with my third eye.
I can't. So according to Richard and apparently Neil, that's reason enough to force Donnell, the mother of his 3 kids, into undergoing dialysis or to her death.
Whoa. I don't want to hear that. You trying to fucking slander him by saying...
I'm gonna.
Oh, the mother of his children. The person who took his kidney out and put it in you...
I don't think she...
No. She's got his kidney.
Yes.
Yeah? He saved her. So she thought, I'll hop on the next bloke.
No. Okay. First of all, Richard is claiming that. We don't know that to be a fact. First. Yeah?
Okay.
Second, you think that means it's justified for him to force her onto dialysis or into death? You think an affair is equal?
He just
it's not that easy, Neil.
He's not saying she can't have a decent kidney.
You're being absolutely scandalous right now.
She just can't have his.
But it's already in there. It's in there.
Yeah, but get another.
This is are you for fucking real right now?
I knew it was going to be a cheating thing. I don't know why. I just knew.
So if I cheat on you,
yeah,
right? Again, like say you've given me a kidney or what have you.
Yeah.
If I cheat on you, you're going to cut me open and rob the kidney back.
Well, not personally.
But I refuse. And I know you don't want the hassle of going through the courts. Too much work. Too much paperwork.
I would say, if I really wanted my kidney back, I'd just say, look, it's either I get my kidney back or I've got ownership of Norman and full custody.
I will fight you to the death. So you're sticking with Richard on this? I think you're going to be on your own here.
If she's cheated,
yes,
I'm with Richard.
So essentially what you're saying is if she has cheated, you want her to die.
No, because she can get another kidney.
It's not that easy, Neil. She's already had 2 failed transplants.
She's done it 3 times.
And 2 of them failed.
So just keep trying. There's kidneys out there.
Honestly, I don't know what to say to you anymore. I don't know where we're at here. Arthur Kaplan of the University of Pennsylvania's Center for Bioethics commented on the likelihood of Richard being awarded his kidney. Quote, somewhere between impossible and completely impossible.
Clever twat.
Gonna throw a spanner in the works here for you. Even if Donnell did allegedly have the affair, their marriage had already been under strain previous to this, with Richard himself stating at the time of the transplant, quote, my first priority was to save her life. The second bonus was to turn the marriage around. So he donated the kidney when they already weren't in a great spot in their marriage.
Yeah. But that clearly weren't enough for her.
Does that not... I can't believe I'm having to try and convince you that Richard is outrageous.
I think you'll be surprised at how many listeners are going to be on my side. I won't be. I won't be surprised.
You think people are going to agree with you that she should be ill or die because of an alleged affair?
Not like you're trying to say I want her dead. I'm not saying
that's the facts of it. That's going to be the consequences if he had his way.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen.
But she shouldn't have been selfish.
You're outrageous.
Look, the fact of the matter is, yeah, he did something heroic. Right?
Not wanting his wife to die.
Yes. But stepping up to the plate himself and having his kidney out. So now he's kidneyless. And then, like I said, that wasn't enough for her.
Kidneyless.
And then that weren't enough for her. And she's like, you see that Marcus over there? He looks a bit of alright.
You sound like a real piece of shit right now. I got to be honest with you.
Why?
If I needed a kidney, would you give me one?
Yes.
But I don't want it off you now, knowing that I am indebted to you for the rest of my life.
It's not that you're indebted. It's just don't fucking break my heart with my kidney in there as well.
If you needed a kidney, I would give it to you in a fucking heartbeat, yeah?
Yeah.
But if you chose to break up with me the week after, yes, I might be like, oh, fucking hell. But it's yours now.
There's breaking up and there's destroying the marriage completely.
But you don't even know if she did have an affair.
Well,
Richard is
going off
this.
of Richard's word.
Why do you believe Richard so much? This man is...
he's the one who's kidneyless.
This man is crazy. He wants to rip a kidney out of a woman.
Can we start over?
We just move on, will we? Right? Do you think Richard was successful?
Probably not.
No, of course he fucking wasn't. He wanted to rip a kidney out of someone. Richard was not successful in his efforts, as this is not the black market. You can't exactly just slap a price tag on a kidney. Never mind the fact that donating an organ is considered a gift, not a marital asset. I feel like you have some explaining to do. I don't. Like, we can come back to this if you want. Like, if you want to either reevaluate or give more insight to your side of the argument.
I don't know, maybe I got wrong end of stick again.
No, you can stand by it if you want. I'm not going to like force your hand to agree with me. I can't believe I've literally told the stories in Oddity because it's so fucking odd. It's bizarre. And you're like, nah, Richards, he's got a point.
That's all I said. He's got a point.
So, right, split of the listeners, what percentage do you think are agreeing with you? Seriously, like
50-50.
You think 50-50?
Yeah. Lads,
please let us know. Because I actually want to know if you do agree with Neil.
Men could be on my side.
Yeah. I'll fight every last one of you.